Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. From the 42nd Annual Houston Auto Show, this is the award-winning In Wheel Time car talk show. Just ahead, we got interviews with some of the participant manufacturers and others here at today's show. Also, I'll give you my thoughts on driving the 2024 Jeep Wrangler 392.
Oh.
And the 392 is not how long it is.
It's not a wheelbase.
It's not a wheelbase. It's not the weight. It's the engine size.
Ah.
And it's a hot rod. They put that engine in the Super B. And let me tell you something. It's bad. It's real bad. Jeff has the Motor Minute on this segment of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we always need Jeff Zekin. Chief Engineer David Ainsley has joined us fresh from the bed this morning, and I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us. Thank you very much. In the hot seat right now, our first interview of the day. Can't imagine why. We're going to make this the Jeep segment. Why?
Okay.
Because we are in the Stellantis booth, and more specifically in the Jeep booth here at the Houston Auto Show. We've got all of the Jeeps here, and they've got Camp Jeep right over there.
Right yonder.
Right yonder. Right,
and they're lining up already.
Oh, yeah.
They opened the doors, and folks just rushed over to this area.
That's right. It's like Disneyland. You know, when they first opened the gate at Disneyland and everybody rushes to their favorite place? You know, Pirates of the Caribbean or Space Mountain or whatever it is.
The restroom.
Don goes to Tiny Tots Town or whatever.
Yeah. Thank you. I do, with my grandson. Just
Right,
to make
yeah,
it clear.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Did I leave that out?
You sick old man.
It's all right.
Sorry.
At any rate, so Benny Munguia from, ready, drum roll, South Padre Island, Texas. Who do you know from South Padre Island?
You.
That man.
This guy right here.
Yeah. South Padre. You know, you're the only person that I have ever known, met, or been in touch with and seen from South Padre Island.
I actually have a cousin that lives in South Padre.
Okay.
You
I was
have-
born and raised here, but once I moved down to the valley, I was like, South Padre, I can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, I was kind of looking for a nice, deep, dark Hawaiian tan, but I'm not seeing that right now.
Easy.
Just saying.
Yeah, I haven't been around home for months.
Are you on the road with Jeep all the time?
For the last couple months, yes. So it's been an interesting tour, I would say.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I know that on the road that you have to read about your company a lot because there's been lots of changes with Stellantis here in the past month and a half or so. They fired Louis Prima, and he's gone. And now we got somebody from the U.S. of A. heading things up.
All right.
And we are really excited because I think that the turnaround is going to be jaw-dropping in the coming months.
Yes.
They've already made announcements regarding advertising, the whole new push. It's going to be good. But in the meantime and in between time, Camp Jeep. Why is it that everybody comes over here and wants to? Because this is not the only ride and drive, if you want to call it that. This is not the only one.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of them, outdoors, indoors, but always Camp Jeep. Why?
Yeah, it's just a unique looking obstacle
Course.
illusion that you're looking at, but it's not an illusion, of course, but it's something that it's rare that you get to see in auto shows.
Describe what it is.
What it is an experience for people to come over, and you're getting specs, you're getting knowledge as well as going obstacles, as like going over the breakover where you have your wheel up in the air and they explain it why. And
So the passengers go with a professional driver, or do
Right.
the folks drive it themselves?
they go with the professional driver.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Are you one of the professional drivers?
I used to be. I still do it here and there when I want to have fun.
Scare the you-know-what out of the people?
Oh yeah. I've been doing it for so many years, but I love it. I love it. I mean, I can't.
So
beat
do
it.
you demonstrate things like the disconnect for the sway bar and stuff like that?
Yes, sir. Disconnection of the sway bar.
And why is that important? For those that don't know, why is that important?
It's just a lot of people don't know about it. Half the people, I would say. So we explain it how it works, how it disconnects.
And the importance of why it disconnects.
Right.
Because it keeps that other wheel on the ground when typically it would not in a car or something else.
Yeah, hence the word 4x4.
Yeah.
4 wheels on the ground.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah. And what is the gain as far as inches or feet when you disconnect the sway bar?
It's, I believe, 33 inches or so.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's a good drop, but it helps when you're going in angles, so you don't have that tire up in the air, so you have more control.
Yeah. Now, are all of these vehicles over there, are they all Jeep Wranglers?
No. We got Wranglers. We do also have Gladiators and the Grand Cherokees.
Now, does the Gladiator also have an option, I would assume, detachable sway bar?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, so the Gladiator is just like a Wrangler is just a truck with a 5-foot bed in the back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I've read, and we've actually had them, and we've talked about it. It is not just a truck bed on the back of a Wrangler. It is designed as the truck. It does not you just don't pick the body up off of it and move it over to the Wrangler.
Right. Yeah, it's very similar to it. It's just a little bit more extension to it, but it does quite a bit just about the same, even though it's a little bit longer wheelbase.
Right.
So it does feel just a little different.
Yeah.
Just a little different.
So what are they going to experience? You said, I see there's something like an incline and access or egress down a hill. You've got bumps and things to go over.
Yeah, so we have, we got our 18-foot high hill. Obviously, that's the most attractive thing you could see with 35-degree angles on it. Obviously, we have 4x4 all the way around the track, 4x4 low. We also have the what we call the breakover. That's where we actually show the disconnection of the sway bar. So it shows you the stretching.
The articulation of it.
Yeah, the articulation of the front suspension.
Is this size typical of what you do at other shows, or is this larger, smaller? Is it average?
It's about average.
Average?
Same, yeah. We do have different type of hills. We have a smaller hill, and we have a bigger hill. Fortunately, it doesn't fit in here because it's a pretty big, tall hill.
Yeah.
So Jeep people, I can see Jeep people are going to pretty well know what you're talking about when you start talking about disconnecting sway bars. But what about somebody that's pretty new? I mean, do they seem to kind of grasp what you're saying?
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the big points that we do is trying to explain people about what this is and what this does and what this other thing does. And, as far as like sway bar, axle locks,
and then you can kind of show them the result of doing that because of your setup over here. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, different type of trim levels. There's Rubicon, Saharas, there's sports. So
it's interesting because I think back on the beginning of the civilian-style Jeep when it first came on the market. It was pretty much just a mimic of the military, but it had a few more options on it. But you still had to get out and go to the lockers up front to get them to lock. You don't have to do any of that anymore.
Yeah,
all of it's done from the driver's seat, and it's all electronic, and it works really well.
Yeah. It's excellent. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's pretty lazy nowadays, so you just press a button, So
right.
But
and the other thing that I did want to mention, and I'll mention it in my review, is the fact that the new infotainment system, and we're going to talk about the info part of the infotainment system, especially when it comes to the upper end Wranglers. Not only are you able to control all of the different functions of the four-wheel drive, you can actually see it on the display what you're doing.
Yes.
It shows you that, and that's a relatively new thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of evolved over the past few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome just to see that, and shows you what degrees you're doing, and vertically, horizontally. It's a great feature. Now they have like different screens nowadays, so it shows you more clarity.
The roll angle, the yaw, all of the stuff that you hear in the space shuttle. Yeah.
Pitch. There you go.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Houston
and,
style, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the other thing too. Why would you need a Jeep Wrangler, a 392 in Houston, Texas, that's flat as a board?
Because you can.
Because you can.
Because you can.
And the 392 is just a little overkill, I think, for rock crawling.
Yeah.
but it sure does go fast on the street.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about in Houston,
you
Texas.
Get to the rocks quicker.
Yeah, that's what it
what it
is.
is.
Yeah. Well, here, I think it's mostly about the beach. And you see so many guys with 4x4s, and in particular, the Wranglers at the beach. Dune crawling, and you know all about that down at South Padre Island.
Oh, yeah.
They probably have courses down there, don't they?
And clubs.
They have a little bit of, I think Houston has more clubs than we have down there.
Right, but as far as courses are concerned.
Yeah, usually you could just find
it, yeah. Because,
some tracks around
I mean, from my knowledge, that you can't go too deep into the dunes because then the Parks and Wildlife Department will get after you.
Right.
Because you don't want to tear that up and mess that up.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that somewhere down there that you haven't discovered yet, there's got to be a closed course that they can manipulate the sand so you can do your thing in your new Wrangler.
I've got a friend of mine, acquaintance that actually belongs to a club, and they go out to West Texas. They go to Moab. They have big events out there as well, and they've all got custom fiberglass, all this other stuff on there.
Now, Jeep goes out to Moab.
Oh, yeah.
They're big out there.
Yeah, they have a Jeep Safari now.
Absolutely.
Up there,
You ever been on that?
Yeah, I have. I've been there twice or 3 times, I believe, and it's incredible just to see thousands and thousands of Jeeps, and you got Willys and 1942s, and you have these little clubs and
spotters and all that.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I will tell you that years ago I belonged to an organization, I won't name which one it is, Mars knows, that we were relegated to a very elevation-savvy ranch. And it was always so much fun to take that Wrangler on the hill climb part of it. It wasn't a huge elevation. But I will tell you, you had to be pretty savvy. We've also been up on a mountaintop where you have to have spotters because otherwise, if you didn't have a spotter, you could roll off that mountain real easily.
Yeah.
And some of this stuff gets pretty serious.
Yeah.
And these guys that customize their Wranglers, you're going, oh, my God, how much money you got in that thing?
But the thing I think about, and they talk about, when you're on one of these trails, and there's 4 or 5 or a group or your club is out there, and you break, how are you going to get back? How are you going to pull your rig out of there? That's always a question that concerns me to do that.
Well, that would be your winch.
Well, winch, but how long is it going to take to get you out of there? If you're deep in that
if you're
area.
stuck in there and your Jeep's broke down, you don't care how long it takes to get out, as long as you get out.
All right.
And you can call a wrecker.
Okay.
And we've witnessed that.
Yeah,
we had somebody that went down in the riverbed, and they said, stay close to the shore. Did they? No. Put it right down in the deep part of the river. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. They pulled it out, cleaned out, dried out. The air cleaner element started right up.
Yeah.
Away they went.
I mean, the good thing now, too, is that they have a front camera that you can use.
Yes, I saw that.
And even if it gets muddy or wet or whatever you want to call it, and there's a little spray on it so it can wash off the mud. Mm-hmm. So you can actually still see everything in front of you, which is a great idea.
You're talking about, they go to West Texas and they go to North Texas. So apparently there's a lot of stuff up in Oklahoma as well, but it's such a difference that, like Don said, the few times that we've been able to go someplace besides the sand and the flat Texas here on the coast, rock climbing is just a totally different thing.
Experience,
and it's the first couple of times I did it, I was pretty impressed that the Jeep would do it, because I didn't think it would. And these guys, oh no, go on up there, you don't have to worry about it.
So y'all started Wednesday, correct? You loaded in and started Wednesday?
Right, correct.
So has it been more guests coming or less, or on average for folks visiting?
It's been pretty average. Obviously today's Saturday, so hopefully it'll pick up a lot more.
Oh yeah, this afternoon's going to be nuts.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. And let's not forget that you've got the big guns across the way over at NRG Stadium.
Yeah.
With the trucks.
Monster truck
show.
Yeah, we can't compete with those. So.
Yeah, you can. Just run underneath them.
The fun part about this weekend is that you've got the monsters across the street. And if you want to make a weekend of automotive, so to speak, this is the place.
Yep.
NRG. Yeah.
You know, one thing that 392's got, it's got a performance exhaust button. Makes it considerably louder, more performance.
Right.
If you wanted to compete with the monsters, you could go in there and get a Sawzall and cut the mufflers and the cats off of the Jeeps, as you're going
Don't
around.
give anybody any ideas, Mars.
I'm just thinking.
I think that's against the law.
Yeah.
But we're inside the building.
Well,
you're not
you're-
on the street.
Okay. Well, that's
You're
great. I'm
breaking
sure
the
the
law.
Houston Police Department appreciates you talking about
Yeah,
catalytic
I saw-
converter being
Just saying.
sawzalled
Saw a
off.
couple of sheriffs walking through here, just eyeballing you.
Okay, so to let everybody know, if you come out, which we hope that you do, to experience the Houston Auto Show, that when you enter the front of the building, go all the way to the right back quarter. And that's where we are, and that's where Camp Jeep is.
Yes, sir.
Can't miss it.
You got hot dogs over there?
I wish we did. I'm hungry.
Well, there's right over there is the concession booth. They
tell you
got
what,
hot dogs.
We got donuts back here. You want to grab a donut?
Yeah, there's always
Yeah,
that.
that's the best we got today.
Benny, thanks so much for joining us
thank
today.
you, gentlemen, so
Appreciate
much.
it.
It's
You
it's
betcha.
always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to let
Appreciate
Mike
you
take a
guys.
ride.
Of course, anytime.
And you got to be 44 inches tall to get on there.
Yeah, so I think he's high.
Yeah, she's checking you.
Yep, sure is.
Got it. Benny, thanks again. We appreciate
Be careful.
you.
Don will
Thank
come
you,
over there
sir.
just so you can check him and see how tall he is.
Just ahead, a review of the Jeep Wrangler 392 and Jeff's Motor Minute right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com.
Hey, you can catch the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on InWheelTime.com and the Odyssey radio app. Or check us out on the video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider, including SiriusXM. Okay, let's do the Jeep Wrangler review.
Can we hold off on that for one moment? Let me do mine first because we're going to hook a cable up.
Whatever you want.
Okay,
You
so
know
the
what?
Motor Minute.
I'm
The Motor
only
Minute.
along here for the ride.
Okay, the Motor Minute. Do do it?
You're going to do it now, or
Right now.
we're going
Right
to
now.
hook a
And
cable up first?
We're going to hook a cable up for that as well. But the Motor Minute is, guess what's happening at 9 o'clock this morning? They announced the Hot Rod Tour of Texas.
Oh, they did.
Hot Rod Tour of Texas is officially open for your tickets, for your passenger tickets, your hotels, the route. Everything's going on for that Motor Minute, or for my Motor Minute, for the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. April 24th,
I believe.
Yep. And it's going to be great.
It starts down in Victoria, and it's going to make its way up to and through Houston, and it's going to wind up in Madisonville this year.
But
So-
that information's online, Hot Rod Tour of Texas. You can get it going, and We'll see you there. Okay, you're on.
Did you get your cable hooked
Got
up?
my cable hooked up.
All right. Time now for this hour's car review. I had a chance to drive the 2024 Jeep Wrangler 392. And if you're watching on video, then you can see it on the screen right here.
Because I got a cable.
Because he's got a cable now. That's what it was. Okay, I get it. Okay, so the Jeep Wrangler comes in many different trim levels. It's built in Toledo, Ohio, All-American, USA. It comes in the Sport S, the Willis, Rubicon, the Sport RHD, the Sahara, the Rubicon X, and the Rubicon 392. I had the four-door Rubicon 392. This is considered a small SUV. This is the final edition 4x4 for this particular 392. 5 seats, exterior changes updated for 2024. This is the 4th gen that was all new in 2018, called the JL for those Jeepers out there that go by JLs. Exterior features, this one in particular had the bulging hood with air scoop and the 392 emblem on either side. It looked good. Painted fenders on this particular one. Not all Jeep Wranglers have painted fenders. This one does. Factory winch that is installed atop a custom bumper for this thing. Removable doors, as are all Wranglers. Fold-down windshield and power cloth top on the one that I had. I think that you can also get the hard top. What I liked, the 17x8 beadlock wheels with 37-inch knobby tires on it. It was bad. And I think that can I say this?
You can.
I think it broke the tires loose at one of my little demonstrations that I had for myself to see what it would do.
Backing out of the driveway.
Shut up, Mars.
Research.
What?
Research. You were doing research.
No, that's what you do. I was tearing it up. What could use improvement? Well, this is a Jeep Wrangler. This is not a Lincoln Continental. I don't think they make that anymore, but whatever. So the wind and the tire noise is to be dealt with, but this is not something that you're going to take on the highway to Aunt Mary's up in Portland, Oregon. I don't think. Maybe you will, but
You could just take the back roads.
Not at my age.
no, because this vehicle is a purpose-built off-roader. Interior highlights. 12.3-inch touchscreen, which is new in 24 with the Uconnect system. Works great. 392 embroidered shout-out on the front seat backs, and both fronts are powered. In other words, you can move them with the ease of electricity.
Flick of a switch.
Off-road controls right on the center stack or on the console. Very easy to use. High upright seating front and rear so you can see where you're going over those rocks and hill climbs. Cargo and trunk room is small when compared to other SUVs because, remember, this is an SUV. What I liked, the built-in air compressor, which is, by the way, a $2,000 option.
Whoa, that's
and it's
cool,
on
though.
the swing gate on the back. It's built in back there.
It's kind of neat how
So-
they did that. It
yeah.
doesn't take up much room.
And
It
there's your
doesn't take
Moab.
you much room at all. And if you happen to puncture a tire on one of your rock crawls, you get out there and put your juice in it and blow it back up.
Or, yeah, change it.
This is the ultimate off-roader that has on-road manners, which is kind of surprising. But the wheel travel on this makes those bumps and undulations on the state highways, makes them go away. 6.4-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine that has 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, and it's all four wheels for an 8-speed automatic transmission. Are you pointing at me for
No,
a
I was
reason?
just
No,
looking-
he's just.
I'm just looking at the Jeep.
Yeah. I was
The
trying
Maroni.
to tell him about the push button on the exhaust when you were talking about the horsepower
It has
and how
that.
it ran.
Yeah, it does. It does have a thing. And I thought, where is this thing? So I called Mars. He says, it's on the dash. And I looked down there, and there's this little symbol in a row of buttons down there. And on it are dual exhausts.
Oh, yeah.
That's the button. And it starts up open. And
Really?
and then after a couple of seconds, then it closes back down and sounds great. Not the neighbors don't like it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, you don't sneak home at 2 o'clock in the
But
morning.
if you would like to have that sound all the time, press that button, a little yellow thing comes on. You can hear it start to grumble. Then put it on the street right there in front of your house with the neighbors and all,
Chirp
and
it.
floor it.
Yeah.
That works real well. Tows up to 5,000 pounds, 13 miles per gallon city, 16 highway. Hey, what did you expect? It's a 392 hot rod.
There you go.
You didn't
Combined-
buy it for fuel economy.
Correct. Yeah, combined, it gets 14 miles to the gallon. I am bragging at 15.0 miles per
bragger.
gallon.
You're
Yeah.
a
Over
bragger.
397.4 miles.
I got 15.
What did Mars get?
I have no
Mars
12.
didn't get doodly squat.
Marv's got a ticket.
No, I think I got.
Did you
I
get a
think-
ticket?
No. I got lots of looks.
I
didn't
hope
get a
Kimberly
ticket.
Schultz is listening to this.
Yeah, it's your review, not mine.
Yeah. Well, I'm calling you out, sir.
Oh, boy.
What I liked about the whole thing, scary fast power. Nothing could use improvement there unless you want to do more horsepower and burn off those expensive knobby tires on it.
Oh, boy.
Ride and handling, more compliant from the suspension, more compliant than you would expect, actually. What could use improvement? Well, it depends on your outlook on what is rough and what is compliant. It's up to you, really. Okay, here comes the fun part. The base trim price on the Wrangler 392 is $91,545. And we have our next guest here, and we're going to talk about Lincolns, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
Are you the Lincoln guy?
he's the Lincoln.
He's the
guy.
Lincoln guy. Price is tested $108,475. You probably have something in your lineup that's comparable, don't you? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, good. All right. Just
Thanks for
checking.
playing.
Just checking your knowledge. Base model price. So you can get in a Wrangler, a cheapie, for $33,890, and that's not
bad.
cheap.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I know. So the price difference. Think of this: base bottle price $33,890. The price is tested $108,475.
Well, a lot of that
Is the knobbies.
It's the engine, and then you got some suspension, and you got bigger tires and wheels. Even for the Rubicon, it's a bump up. It's it was fun to drive though.
There you go.
It was. So competitors: Ford Bronco starts at $39,630. Land Rover Defender, which doesn't surprise me because it starts at $56,400.
Oh yeah.
And then the Toyota 4Runner, $40,705 is the starting price for that.
I think that's
But-
more of a passenger.
but, I mean,
daily.
You can't. How do you compare this to any of those? You really can't compare it.
No.
6.4 liter V8, yeah. Super B motor in it, yeah, buddy. I'm there, and that's the Motor Minute. All right,
It's your review.
It's your
It's
review.
your
I did the
review.
I did the. Do you need a cable?
no, I don't
I got
need
an
a
extra
cable.
cable
You
for you.
obviously didn't do your job like
Well,
Mars didn't do his
We
job.
were focused on your
Uh-huh.
still shots, is what we were doing.
Is that what it was? Well, we're not even sure that we're going to use the still.
Welcome
shots.
to our family, young man.
You know, we try to do good, but it just doesn't
It's better
work
than
out.
evil.
This is kind of like a car club meeting on Friday nights with that great big wash tub and ice full of beer.
Oh yeah,
That's what it's like.
we got
That's what's
donuts.
missing.
And don't tell me that you've never been to one of those, because I can see the look in your face and the smile. He's going, oh, yeah.
he's the one that's
They
got the
drugged me
bucket.
into this, and we're going to talk to him. I don't even know your name, but I can see your face.
He's got a bucket.
That's all that matters.
Give him a cable.
Yeah, get him a cable. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. Back after this quick break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, 2 shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.